Horseshoe Bay, Peel Island in the beautiful Moreton Bay. If you have a sunny day or anything from a northeasterly to a northwesterly blowing, it's an idyllic location to run ashore. In fact, on a fine weekend, there'll be scores of day trippers anchored here. But Peel Island has a very dark and unpleasant history, which is probably the furthest thing on the minds of those happy boating families. You see, for 50 years, until 1959, this island was actually home to about 700 Queenslanders who were suffering from leprosy. As soon as those people showed signs of contracting the disease, they were whisked away from their homes and brought by dinghy to live here in isolation, most of them until their deaths. Supplies and medical care came from the mainland, but for these outcasts it would have been a hard and lonely existence. The remains of the Peel Island Lazaret are undergoing restoration in what is now a national park, although the ruins are currently closed to the public. But we have the beach and the water to enjoy, and Greg Haines' signature 600BR to play with. You don't do anything by halves, do you, Greg? How's the size of these prawns?
Oh, you've got to have some seafood when you're out on the water.
Now, talk to me about the power of this boat. I couldn't believe the acceleration.
Well, it's got one of our Suzuki 200s on it. It's a V6 engine, 3.6 litres, so it's the largest capacity four-stroke on the market. And it has a two-stage gear reduction, so it spins a bigger prop, which makes it accelerate better and hold the plane at lower speeds.
I believe it's won a Marine Industry Award.
Yes, the 600BR-Day won the Family Boat of the Year in 2003. The same year we won the Trailer Boat Fishing Award with the 600RF, its sister. So.
Pretty impressive range, the signature range, but what is it that draws people to this particular boat?
I think it's because it's a bow rider. It's a very family-friendly boat, and it's nice and deep up forward so that the kids can sit up forward and be safe.
And what's she like on fuel capacity?
The fuel capacity on that boat's 250 litres, so at cruising speed with the Suzuki four-stroke, you get about 300-mile range.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, that's Coffs Harbour, basically.
Yep, you're doing well there, Greg. Keep pushing, keep pushing. The interior layout allows for a full dash of electronics, an icebox in the dashboard and comfortable upholstered seating. How perfect are the conditions today?
Now, this is one of those days you really want to be on Moreton Bay.
It's unbelievable.
Keep going.
Whoa! Another 10 minutes and we've shot across to Dunwich on North Stradbroke Island on the eastern side of the bay. You'd head just south of here to Deanbilla or north to Mayora if you wanted to anchor overnight. Conditions at Peel Island make it a no-go for long stays. Dunwich has a significant Aboriginal history and was the site for many and varied European settlements. It was a convict outstation, a Catholic mission, a quarantine station. Dunwich Cemetery is a tangible link to the past. The oldest graves date back to 1850, the first year of the quarantine station. That year, the ship Emigrant arrived, bringing with it a boatload of victims of typhus. 26 passengers lost their lives. These are their graves. Their names and the names of the doctors who treated them who also fell victim to the disease are displayed on the plaque behind me. This has been a whirlwind tour of a couple of the historical highlights of Moreton Bay, and there are plenty more if you have time to explore them, like the former prison colony on St Helena Island and the remains of a whaling industry and military outpost on Moreton Island. But whether or not you're a history buff, I'm sure you'd enjoy zipping around in the signature 600BR for a nifty $61,000. If you'd like to find out more about signature boats or Suzuki outboards, then hop onto the Haines Group website or give their office a call.
Here we go.
If you ask me, this bow just begs for a bit of bubbly. If you'd like to have a closer look at some of the information you've seen on today's show, then write to us for a fact sheet, or better yet, jump onto our website. And if you're planning to head off on an adventure, then visit the RACQ's website. It has all sorts of great information and travel planning tips. Well, that wraps up Creek to Coast for another week. Make sure you join us again next week. Scotty will be back to take you on a fantastic trip into the Canterbury Highlands of New Zealand. I'll be back in just a minute or so on Queensland Weekender, so make sure you hang around for that. I'll see you then.